Good day, sir. My name is Darshini Madhuri Maria Zahan. My ID number is 22102314. Today, my presentation regarding packaging and material handling. Okay, before we get to know what is packaging and material handling, let me explain about logistic management. Logistic management is a supply chain management component that is used to meet customers demands through the planning, control, and implementation of effective movement and storage of related information, goods, and services from the origin to destination. Now we get to know what is packaging and material handling. Okay, what packaging and material handling is a function. Material handling and packaging is one of the five interrelated function of logistics that contribute to a large part of overall logistic. Material handling includes the movement, storage, control, and protection of material products and packaging goods throughout the process of manufacturing, distribution, and disposal. Packaging is important function enclosing a material and products from the distributing and movement. Okay, there are three characteristics of product characteristic. The first one is physical. Physical is substance exist in the three form of solid, liquid, gas. For example, product's ability to withstand the elements such as coil pail can be exposed to the rain, whereas salt pail is can't. The second one is product destination, which is mean weight per volume. Some goods can be changed while they are moving in the logistics change. Third one is respiration. Okay, then we go to chemical. Okay, incompletable chemical give undesired chemical reaction when mixed. These use refer to substance that will react to cause an immediate threat to the health and safety through an exposure fire and or formation of toxic material. The term can be referred to unwanted change in the physical or mechanical properties of the materials. Okay. The third one is goods must also be made known to the consumers. There are variety of properties of goods must also be made known to the consumer to help them affect the manner in which they should be handled. For example, there are 5, which is fabric care label, lumber marketing, SPF, which means sunscreen, Dettol, and canvas remover. For example, okay, this is a Dettol. This is a cotton shirt. This is a canvas remover, but it can use as a shoe polish. This is for sunscreen, and you can see the labels as this. And the last is I think it's a wooden marks. Okay, next we go to packaging fundamental. There are two types of packaging fundamental. The first one is building blocks concept and packaging. Okay, building blocks concept is very small unit placed into a slightly large unit, which that may be placed into a large unit. Okay, for example, okay, this is for example. This is from DHL. These are the images. Okay, next. Okay. Next, we go for packaging. Packaging mean is referred to a material used that containment, protection, handling, delivering, and presentation of a goods. Okay, we should aware of number of packaging fundamental. There are 3. First one is functional trade of second one is packaging, testing, and monitoring. Last but not least is labeling. Okay, first we go to functional trade ops. There are 2 important. The first one is general function. General function is to identify the relevant products, to promote and to protect. It comes to department. There are 6 departments, which is engineering, quality control, manufacturing, transportation, marketing, and warehouse. Okay, we go more detail regarding this. Okay, engineering. Engineering is a logistic engineer. Joint duties include analyze distribution system development improvements, use the principle of engineering and implementing streamlined methods of distributing goods and services across the supply chain. Quality control involve efforts to detect defect, while quality assurance involve efforts to prevent those defects altogether. Preventing defect in the content of logistics can be involve many different strategic tools and best practice. The third one is manufacturing. Manufacturing logistics refer to the planning, coordination, and services function required to carry out manufacturing activities. Transportation. In business, at this most basic level, transportation is simply move products and material from one place to another place. This includes shipping or raw materials to the manufacture and movement or finish the product to the customers. Marketing are the part of systematic effort to the achievement company-wide goals. Warehouse encode all the variety, compulse, factory, organized movement, and management involved in warehouse. This includes the flow of shipping and receiving of physical inventory as well as that of more abstract goods, including information and timing. Next, we go for packaging, testing, and monitoring. There are three important information. The first one is the performance characteristic of variety crucial materials. This the severity of distributing environment, the fragility of the product to be protected. Okay. Type of packaging testing, there are six. First is dropping, rolling handling, vibration, moisture, horizontal impact, and compression. Okay. Labeling. Now we go for labeling. Okay, label is accumulating an inventory of pre-printed package. There is an abstract measurement of what comes off the assembly line. Many regulation government that the labeling of packaging includes the labeling of weight, specific content, and instruction for use. Last but not least, regulation different from country to country and from state to state. What must have in labeling of in each and everything product, that will have a labeling, and these are most important things that must have in the labeling. The first one is retroactive labels, batch numbers, weight, specific content, instruction to use, information to alert passenger through custom, compliance labeling, one or two dimensional barcodes. Last but not least, smart label or RFID labels. These are the example labeling that I get from Google. This one is Post Laju and this is Fitex. So you can see the barcode and this barcode and everything. Okay, next. We go for Harizard material. Okay, Harizard material recognize the special label or requirement associated with the Harizard material. For example, flour dust can be explored and grain in evaluated can self-engineered and burn. Government regulation address the labeling of hazardous material. All the requirement involve labeling, packaging, and repackaging, place warning on shipping documents and notifying the transportation carrier in advance. Because horizontal is important because horizontal material are increasingly be stored and transported across the country abroad. The United Nations has played an active role in developing a global system of classify and label hazardous material. One of the UN's more current effort in the place involvement is global is a homogeneous system of classification and labeling of chemicals is GHS, which has the first adopted in 2002. Okay, the example of horizontal materials. Okay, these are the example and these are the where they have to stick. Okay, next is issue in packaging. Okay, issue in packaging, the first one is environmental protection. Environmental protection is the practice of protecting the nature environment by individual, organization, and governments. Its objectives are to conserve the nature resources and the exing the natural environment and where possible to repair damage and reserve the threats. Okay. Disposal packaging materials are oftenly viewed as a wasteful, and their disposal is becoming increasing expensive and cost increase of dumping in landfill sites. Firm can we adopt any number of environment friendly packaging strategy, and there are several of them. There are four. The first one is to use environmentally friendly packaging and materials, to reduce the amount of packaging material used, to use reusable containers such as refillable glass beverage bottles. Last but not least, to retail or support services that collect used packaging and recycling it. In packaging and environmental protection, you should recognize the dust and webs product produced during the bulk cargo transfer to operation also begin scrutinized more closely by the public agency. Coal dust can be blown for several miles from a large coal field. Okay, now we get to know what is metric system. Metric system is same called as logistic metric system. Logistic metric system are quantifies the measurement that creates a certain process with the logistic firm works. The best design of logistic system of component of the logistic system truly depends upon the material used of measuring the performance. Okay, the United States along the Liberia and Myanmar formerly Brunei are the only three countries in the world does not currently use the metric system of measurement. Economic globalization has led to increase the pressure on U.S. exporter to market their products overseas in the metric units. Increased pressure in U.S. exporter to market their product overseas in metric unit. Identify packaging infections. Okay, what is building blocks concept? Building block concept is the whole transformation process from an individual product becoming a unit load through utilizer and then begin a load of container of shipping. Okay. What is the advantage of building block concept? Analyze packaging invention in the packaging invention trait to become component as on move from a very small unit to a slightly large unit and so on. Okay, packaging infection can be a number of undesirable logistic consequences, including increased loss, increased damage, slow material handling, higher storage, and higher transportation costs. One implementation of level of infection is an increased number of petals with the needs with which in turn leads to the higher storage and transportation costs. Okay, packaging influence on transportation consider. Okay, packaging influence on transportation consider. Courier traffic and classification influence the type of packaging and packing method that we used. Number two is courier establish the classification of two main reasons. The first one is packaging specified determined by the product destination lead to the best use of the equipment weight and volume of capabilities. The second one is courier specific or protective packaging reduce the likelihood of damage to the products, thus reducing the loss and damages claim fields against the carrier. Okay, these are the example of box maker guard. Okay, these are the example. Next, we got the unit load in material handling. Okay, unit load is a utilization refer to the consolidation of several units like cartons of cases in large unit to improve effective in handling and to reduce shipping costs. Handling effectiveness can be facilitated by mechanical device such as a plate jack or forklift, as well as by using a plate or skid. A small platform made by the plastic, metal, wood, or which goods are placed on handling by mechanical means. Advantage. There are 4 advantages. The first one, additional protection to the cargo. Unable mechanical device. Pit feeder is discouraged. Many performagate item can be stuck into the load. Comes to disadvantage. Provide large quantity that something is of limited value of reseller. Deals in smaller quantity. Must be mechanical and automatic device on to move. Drives need to be routine equipment maintained. Lack of standard pails. Standard pail size. Okay, these are the example of unit loads. Unit load used in DHL logistics department. This the unit loads that used in the DHL logistics department. Okay, next we go to the unit load platform. Plated. The plated is generally viewed as the basic unit in a unit loading. Platters can be constructed from plastic, wooden composites such as fiber, wood, paper, and metal. Each petals material has the advantage and disadvantage, which price begin a major drawback to the both plastic and material platters. 50 pounds is a scientific weight in objective in logistic system because it represents the approximate weight at which there is a notified increase in inject, particularly back inject from the manual handling. Disadvantage regarding regardless of materials is their weight, and when goods are loaded abroad, petals into a red cars, trails or containers, the space occupied by the petals approximately 5 inches in unprotectedly. One alternative to the petals is the slip sheet, a flat sheet of either fabric, board material or plastic, which is placed under the unit load. These are the example. Next, we go to beyond the unit load. Okay. The next step in building concept process is the store the unit load plates into a waiting truck, trailer, rail cars, or container van. Used by base load planning or software, the software also take into account that load center of the gravity and the allowable weight on the axle. Bracing and inflating damages. Slightly cleaners must be maintained between the petals to allow for the loading and unloading process. Bracing or inflated damage bags are used to fill narrow empty space. When inflated, they fill the avoid the space to function as both as cushion and braces. Even when the cargoes are probably braces, a variety of force such as vibrating, pitching, and rolling can still cause damages. Continuous vibrating most loosened screw on machines or cause the content of some bags or packages to settle, changing the type of support they give to the material packaging above them. Then weight. Some weight are so heavy that would utilize the rail cars, trails, or containers weight capacity without filling in cube capacity. Okay, these are the example. Material handling. Okay, material handling generally receive little public attention. Although there are priorities expectation, perhaps more notable with the respect of the train accidents. Material handling will be defined as a short distance movement that takes place within the confines of the building, such as a plant or DC, and between a building and a transportation services providers. Okay, material handling principle there are planning, standardization, work enforcement, agronomic, unit logistics, space utilization, automation, system, environmental, and life cycle costs. Okay, last but not least, there are two categories of material handling equipment, which is storage equipment and handling equipment. Storage equipment is like shelf, rack, and bin. Comes to handling equipment is conveyor system, lift, truck, carrots and cans. Okay. Okay. I would like to share a small video regarding of the logistic. In this video, it shows that how packaging, material handling, and labeling has done. This DHL logistic tour. I get this from my YouTube. That's it. Thank you, sir.